So the flux of unaccompanied children entering into this country illegally is costing this country a lot of money. I'm going to break it down for you. We spend on average, Customs and Border Protection spends on average $12 billion a year protecting our borders and preventing illegal drug smuggling. I'm going to break down where that money goes. So we spend on average just under $4 billion on surveillance and on physically policing the borders as well. Also, air and marine operations cost this country $805 million a year. That goes from everything from purchasing Cessnas, Black Hawks, speedboats to monitor the Rio Grande. And then infrastructure and technology, that costs us roughly $350 million, and that money goes to everything from electric sensors underneath the ground, tracking people's movements, radar technology, robots in those tunnels that travel between Mexico and the United States underground, and also infrared cameras as well. Once the children have actually crossed into the country illegally, they then get handed over to the care of Health and Human Services. Health and Human Services spends, this year they've spent so far $868 million dealing with transferring these children to temporary shelters, handing them over to friends and family all across the country, also paying for their education, medical services, mental health care services. And because of the influx, because there have been so far 60,000 children, unaccompanied children entering into this country illegally so far this year, Health and Human Services is actually requesting another $1.8 billion to handle that influx. The next step, though, is handled by the Justice Department. They spend on average $312 million a year. That money goes to attorneys' salaries. It also goes on immigration judge teams as well, translators, legal counsel. If after all that their case is rejected, ICE will handle their deportation. ICE spends on average $3 billion a year dealing with everything from their arrest, detention centers, also chartering planes, taking them back to their native country, also paying for their flight on commercial airlines as well. So overall, illegal immigration, pretty costly business for this country. For CNN Money, I'm Zain Asher.